my embarrassment. I haven't really been down here very often. It's very, very beautiful. It really is gorgeous. Yeah. So, Sam, I'm thinking back in South Island in New Zealand, you studied psychology and physical education. I don't know if there was a sort of a part of your brain was thinking, I'd like to end up in a youth cafe in the east coast of Ireland someday, or what was your plan or your dream of what you do with that?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really have so much of a strict plan with it. I was just kind of studying what I loved, and then after I finished uni, I ended up kind of in the wellbeing space and working with youth, and I really loved that. So that's kind of why I ended up in the space.
Well, I know a year and a half ago you got deported from New Zealand. You started traveling the world, and you ended up in Ireland at Christmas. Your mom's originally from Dublin, so you caught up with family. And then you kind of got hooked into staying. Was it, I don't know, Tiglin made you stay? We'd already decided I'm going to stick around for a while. It's, when you're traveling, it's always a little bit of a random thing where you might end up.
Yeah.
Was it a kind of I don't know what the decision was? Okay, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, it was kind of a mixture of things, I guess. The job opportunity was like a big part of it for sure. I kind of, when I got introduced to the space and the potential here, I really was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity, I'd quite like this. And it's just been really nice to be around with family and kind of connect with some of my roots from my mum's side too,
It does feel like you're kind of in on the ground floor here, because it's just really getting started, even though the buildings existed for a long time and the idea's been around for quite a while, but it's really just finding its feet. Has that been, I don't know, that's been a real challenge for you to figure out what do kids want around here, what way is it best, or is it always going to be organically growing into whatever they like, that's where we'll go?
Yeah, I guess definitely the main part of this is that we really want youth voice to be heard, and that we really want to see, what do they want to make of the space and how do they want to use it, and sometimes it is a bit challenging getting the ideas from themselves. So our plan for the summer is just to put on loads of activities and open the door and just have loads of chats and kind of build those relationships a bit more and see where we can take the place together.
It's always a bit of a Groucho Marx kind of conundrum where, he doesn't want to be part of a club that will have him as a member. I think there's a lot of kids who just automatically sort of feel they're too cool for any kind of, gathering. So that's always a challenge too, because it's a kind of a, it's a barrier they put up about even being involved. They just don't want the embarrassment of not being cool enough in the group, or I don't know if you found that to be a funny one where there would be kids kind of teetering, not sure if they really want to get engaged with this.
Yeah, I guess there's the whole range of young people that walk through the door, some with loads of friends, some that come by themselves, and but to be honest, we just really want to make this space very open and welcome to anybody and everybody,
Right.
And so just really kind of driving that essence of the place here, and to have that come from the volunteers, that everyone feels welcome and valued, and just the whole team here.
I know that Aubrey and Phil and all the gang, I think they're huge L. Ron Hubbard fans. So you don't have to sign up to Scientology or any other religion to be here, no?
No, definitely not.
Well, that's the thing too, I suppose, with Tiglin, because they've got such a huge kind of success with their work with people, getting back on their feet and getting back into the world, and it's been absolutely wonderful the work they've done. But people do associate them with a kind of, the religion is there and God is there. I'm guessing that's part of the gig here, or do they try to keep that separate?
I guess I'm employed by Tiglin, and so the values of the place align with Tiglin, but it's not necessarily any religious association with
Right.
the youth cafe itself. So
You don't have to get a cross tattoo or anything to come in.
definitely not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should say the success now of and you said the studies, a lot of uptake on people just having the space to go upstairs and study away from all the hustle and bustle of annoying families and all the rest. I don't know if there's certain other things you've noticed really work for people. Obviously barbecues are great, but I don't know if there's certain nights you realise, the people really like this kind of thing around here.
I guess young people love food, so they're always getting behind an evening when there's a pizza night or
Right.
something cool like that. But yeah, sometimes that's the way to like get them in the doors, and then kind of figure out, oh, what else would you want to see in this space? Like we've done different games and movie nights and things. We made butter from scratch the other night, which was a bit of fun.
Right.
But yeah, we've got loads of ideas and workshops coming up over the summer. So hopefully, yeah, we'll get to engage with some youth then.
Now, just by chance, I spent a lot of my youth just in a building beside here. It used to be Killian's Hall. It's now apartments and all that. And that was, various different youth clubs, things would go on. And there'd be boxing and there'd be discos and all that. And I know that a big part of the kind of teaching then will say, well, you got slapped about the head and face if you didn't behave. I'm guessing it's a totally different world now, that you really have to sort of embrace, just that everybody has got that, we'll say, respect for each other. And I was starting a joke there, and I've kind of gone into a dark area. But yeah, I'm guessing it is a lot easier now, with kids just know this is a safe world that they're in. They don't feel that us and them thing as much.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about, I guess, working together and like having respect for each other in the space, and and that the space is for them, but it's also for every other young person that wants to come in as well, and so just having that respect for each other and for the team, and that's how things flow.
But Nolan from Bray, right? You won't let Bray people in, would you?
We have had a few people from Bray, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
holy
lovely.
So we just should leave it. I'll put up above this in text just as some of the things are coming up. But are there certain highlights? I know there's a big barbecue happening soon.
Yeah, we've got a big barbecue happening next Friday, the 20th of June,
right?
From 5 till 9, and we're inviting those going into first year from 5, and then everyone else from 7. And the best thing is keep an eye on, I will link it above. Again, your social media is always going to be up to date with what's happening each week, so people just want to check in and see. Finally, you're from New Zealand. I've interviewed him a few times. Can you ask Peter Jackson to stop making such long movies? I don't know if you have any connection anywhere, but as far as I know, The Hobbit is still playing. I went to see that about 5 years ago, and I'm pretty sure it's still on in the cinema. I don't know for sure, but I've heard rumours. Do you know him? Do you have any contact? Can you let him know? I don't have any personal connection with him,
well,
unfortunately.
If a few degrees of separation, if you could just tell him stop. Just hour and a half is the limit from now on. Hour and a half.
I'll see what I can do.
Beautiful.